doing today is called join up and follow up. Join up and follow up is the basics for everything that we do. It all starts right here. If Katie were to buy a brand new horse, Katie could use this join up and follow up as an evaluation tool to see kind of where this horse is. Mentally, demeanor wise, you can use this to gauge whether the gaits are correct, whether there's a limp, whether there's something in the body structure that we see as it moves around that we don't like. This becomes an evaluation tool that she can use for that. Mike bought a brand new horse and he's already bought it. He didn't use it as an evaluation tool. Now he needs to get connected to his new horse. This is probably one of the best techniques I've ever seen in my whole life of getting you connected to your horse initially. And there is science behind it. So we can use it as an evaluation tool. We can use it as a training tool. We can use it as a, if we have a horse, Rosie come off a severe leg injury. So this all of a sudden became a tool for us to be able to gauge how far along in her rehabilitation she was and whether she was ready for the next step or not. So what Rochan's going to do, Rochan and Hummer, by the way, this is Rochan and Hummer. What Rochan's going to do is he's going to push Hummer around in five laps in one direction and 5 laps in the other direction. The reason we're doing 5 in one and five in one direction, 5 in the other direction is in a 60-foot round pen, that simulates a quarter-mile distance. A quarter-mile distance is important to us because when we activate a horse, and I mean activate, scared. Give him a little scared. Give him a little scared. Nah, give him a bigger scared. There you go. He activated the horse. When that horse did this, that came from its right side of its thinking. That came from its right brain. If someone told you that they're having trouble with walking on the left side of their body, what side of their brain would you say would control that?
The left.
Sure?
No, the right.
Correct. In humans, the right side controls the left and the left side controls the right. Correct? In horses, not the case. In horses, their left hemisphere and their right hemisphere of their brains do not connect. There is no connective tissue in between one hemisphere of the brain and the other. So that means they have 2 brains. One side, the right side, is where we get reaction, anger, jealousy, depression, stubbornness. All these things, all these negative emotions come from the right side of the brain and right side thinking. The left side of the brain is educational and problem solving. So we want to get this horse in the left side, left brain thinking. For that to happen, once we activate a horse, it takes a quarter mile for the horse to switch back to left brain thinking. Okay? So we're going to push that quarter mile distance, and we're going to accomplish that with 5 laps in one direction, 5 laps in the other, and get our quarter mile. Make sense? I'm going to show you how it looks. All right, let's get him going. Now, as this horse is moving around, I want you to look at its front and rear leg, and I want you to draw an imaginary line in between the center of that horse and between those 2 legs. So you're literally imaginary cutting the horse in half. Everybody got it in their head? All right, that line that you just drew, we're going to call that line. We're going to name it the drive line. That's called the drive line. Everybody say it with me, the drive line. For you to get forward movement, you have to be behind the drive line. If I'm standing in front of Bruce, telling Bruce to go this way, it might be difficult. I'm in this daggone way, right? I'm telling him to go this way, yet I'm standing right in front of him as a block. So once we're behind the drive line, then it's easier for him to go because there's nothing in front of him to stop him from doing that. Make sense? So always stay behind the drive line. An easy way to do that is, if you'll notice, Rochan is always walking towards this horse's rear hip. He's always trying to find that rear hip. If he always tries to find the rear hip, that means he's always looking for the back of the horse. Now, you'll see that he raised his hand nice and big and give him a verbal command, whoa, right? When he raised that hand up, what happened?
Stop.
You know why? If you're in class and you have to pee, what do you have to do?
You have to sit, you have to raise your hand and say.
Right. And when you raise your hand, guess what happens?
Instructor calls on you.
Yep. The teacher and everyone around you just saw you put your hand up. Every eye goes like this. As soon as you put your hand up, doesn't it? Happens here too. When he put his hand up, the horse went, what? He got the horse's attention. So every time that you stop a horse here at the ranch, I'd like you to get that hand up and give that nice whoa so you have an audible command. Now, as you can see, I'm just moving around at a trot, not at a walk. Speed, does speed matter during join up and follow up? I would say that if you tried to do this at a walk and nothing more than a walk, the horse would get bored, stop paying attention to you, and you'd lose all focus. At a trot, the horse is moving around at a speed that it really would like to stop moving at. So now there's an incentive for it to say, hey, I'd really like to stop this whenever you're ready. Okay, so now what we've done is we've taken a herd animal. Herd animals love to be next to another horse. It's a herd animal. They're comfortable in herds. So what we did is we just told this herd animal, by us making it do these laps, you can't be in our herd. You have to stay out there. And then all of a sudden we switched it and said, unless you want to come over here. And as soon as we did, the horse said, I absolutely want to come over there. And now watch what happens. Go ahead and walk away. Huh? You're leaving him. Oh, find the direction he will go. What is making this horse follow this man?
Must be in a herd.
Respect.
Respect? What'd you say?
I said he wants to be in the herd.
Wants to be in the herd?
Yeah.
Trust?
Acceptance.
Acceptance? One of the things I'd like to point out in this is that if you remember in the beginning, we took that halter and lead rope off. This horse is now not tied to anything. This horse can do anything it wants. It could walk over there if it wanted to eat grass. It could do whatever it wanted to do, but it chooses to do this. We provided leadership. We provided it with comfort. We provided it with trust. We created a positive experience, and now the horse wanted to join up with us and be part of what we're doing. Make sense? This is going to be the first thing that you're going to learn and be tested on here at Camp Cowboy, and that'll begin Friday. So Friday, you'll be the ones in here with your horses doing this, okay? I would offer you that the oldest human fossil is 6.5 million years old, oldest horse fossil, 55 million years old. Horses have been on this planet for about 50 million years before us. These halters and lead ropes and all these things, that's something they can be a horse without. I bring all of that up to say this. I think that there has been a huge communication gap between horses and humans, that humans early on, we just decided that we would just bully the horses into doing whatever we needed them to do. And actually they've been around much, much longer than us. Maybe we should convince them. So now all of a sudden we're trying to find exercises and drills that we can do that are constructive and productive with our horses, that create positive experiences, that at the end of the day, us and our horses are as close together as friends can be. Make sense?